Good morning. So this morning I did some work, all the things I had to do, did some washing, and now I have a break where there's no work coming in for now. The neighbors sound like they're demolishing their apartment, not gonna lie. So that's made it a little bit hard to record. So I'm gonna go out for a bit because it is pretty loud. I don't know how much the microphone's gonna pick up, but it is definitely noisy. So instead, I'm gonna go for a walk to the botanical gardens and do a little bit of writing. And then I'm gonna go to my local cafe, check in with work because I can use their Wi-Fi because I still don't have my phone yet. So that makes it hard to keep up with work when I'm outside, but I'll check into their Wi-Fi with my laptop and check on emails and grab something to eat, the usual thing, but it is way too beautiful of a day to not go outside. Way too beautiful. My bag's slightly heavy because I do have to lug around my laptop. Honestly, thank goodness for DJI and the fact that these cameras are so compact because my bag's heavy enough. Here's my outfit. Got my shoes, blue jeans, and a really baggy top with a cool print on the back. They're bananas. I'm trying to propagate. If you guys have any tips on plant propagation, you know where to leave the comments. I just got word that my new phone is ready to be picked up. I have to go to the store anyway, and I'm gonna grab some lunch and also some ingredients for dinner tonight. Today's makeup look is super low maintenance because there's nothing on. A lot of walking today. I love it. I hate being cooped up in the house. I was still posting on TikTok and Instagram, but I was posting from my tablet that I sometimes use for work, and it was just so slow and glitchy. I don't know, I feel pretty proud that I stayed on top of my game, to be honest. Thank you, spirit guides. I'm gonna go and thank them so much for being so amazing. The Apple team helped me out when my own phone provider wouldn't. And they're the ones that sold me the phone. Let's go to better lighting so I can talk to you before I head out. Dee. Yeah, this is my new sweater that I got up in the Blue Mountains from Laura Vintage. The lady in the store was so lovely. She was so cute. And yeah, the wolf is embroidered, which is so cool. And yeah, it says Canadian on it. Super cozy. This is definitely my favorite sweater now by default. I guess I'm gonna pack my bag, make sure no work has come in because I've just finished all the stuff that was sent to me before. And I'm gonna make my way to the store and get my phone. Yes. Hi. I spent the afternoon at the cafe. I ordered a dirty chai and I actually got some really good headway done with my writing. Made some really good headway with my writing. For some reason, the cafe ambience, there was only one other person in the little cafe area that I was in because there's a lot of different seating areas, and she was on her laptop too working, so I felt very secluded in my element and really able to just get to work and not really have to focus. I didn't bring my headphones because they were really low on battery anyway. And I got heaps done. So I did that. I came home. I did some other work that was waiting for me when I got back. Finished up my work day, made some dinner. I set up my phone, which I now have, my replacement. I did little gel bubbles on top of the stickers that I put on my phone case. But yeah, I finally got my phone back, so I was just downloading all my apps again, catching up on all the things that I missed while I was away. So thank goodness that's all fixed, and I've just been sitting here working on my journal. Those are some Polaroids from today. I'm gonna try and fill out the rest of this page with writing, and then I'll probably continue writing my book because I'm on a really good roll with it today and I want it to keep going because you should always ride the wave while it's happening. But yeah, today was a beautiful day filled with lots of walking, lots of nature, which is what I really needed. And it really got me thinking about personal philosophy, kind of like a little tiny journal entry, we'll call it that. And I kind of want to do more of these little bite-sized videos that touch on daily thoughts and things. As you know, I've been reading, or you might know, I've been reading The Philosophy of Andy Warhol. And one thing this book has really made me think of is the idea of a personal philosophy and really delving into and exploring each day what encompasses your personal philosophy. And when I was thinking of a way to describe it, that's all I could think of is personal philosophy. And I think a lot of people think of your own philosophy in a broader sense, in the sense of trying to think of the bigger things in life and what your outlook is on the larger things and larger ideas. But what the philosophy of Andy Warhol has made me think about is just the little things that happen throughout the day and how that impacts and influences and interacts with your philosophy, if that makes any sense at all. But basically, throughout this whole book, Andy talks about his philosophy towards even the things that you wouldn't even think of from an everyday standpoint, like things that you might think are mundane or boring, or things that you genuinely just don't think about because they're just everyday things. I think if we try to understand ourselves in the most mundane things, then you'll never find anything mundane ever again, because it'll always be a chance to explore and a chance to evolve in some way, or to, evolve your philosophy, your personal philosophy. I was thinking about that. I was like, wow, life really wouldn't be mundane anymore if you looked at it that way. And you would get such a deep, profound understanding of yourself as well. So I've been thinking about that. I'm like, what do I feel when I'm doing tasks like just cleaning the apartment? What are the driving thoughts behind that? And why do I do the things that I do? Why am I wearing my hair a certain way? Why do I talk a certain way? What happens when I go for a walk? What do I look at? What kind of things spring to mind? And it's really trying to dissect and understand your own behavior from more of a philosophical standpoint. And the more you develop your own personal philosophy, the more you can really self-regulate, and I think the more you can connect with the natural world as well. Because when you have such a deep, thorough understanding of yourself and what makes you tick and what makes you happy and what you believe in and what your morals and values are, it allows you to move about the world with such freedom, and I think less judgment as well. I think it could fill you with more compassion too, because in order to assess your behavior, you really do have to assess everything. And if you have a negative thought or you find yourself judging someone, you can dissect why it is that you're doing that and where it's coming from. And it'll in turn probably make you a more compassionate person, and it'll allow you to alchemize any ill will into love or into balance, neutrality. And I think that's a beautiful thing. That's something that I try to talk about every time I do my little, prayer out into the universe to my spirit guides, the powers that be. I do talk about alchemizing, and when I'm feeling really powerful feelings, when I'm feeling angry or upset or fearful, I just try to visualize myself mixing a potion and turning those feelings into something that's more balanced and something that can go back into nature with good intentions and evolve into something else, something useful. And I think the same thing of ill will. If I feel like I've had ill will or something put towards me, I always imagine that not being sent back to the sender as it's come to me, but alchemizing first into love and then going back to the sender so that they can learn love and compassion and kindness, and so that they can realize that they don't have to be sending that energy out to other people or unto themselves. So yeah. And I suppose that goes into my personal philosophy, just things like that. And the more you can take note of that, I think it'll just really develop that internal relationship that you have with yourself that's so vital to be able to navigate this external world and to connect with other people and to really know when someone is suited to you, and avoid running into people that might, push boundaries with you or not be the right fit for you. The more you have a thorough understanding of yourself, the more you can, navigate that with, as I said, love. You can attract the right people, and you can let go of the wrong people with love in your heart and kindness and good intentions. Good intentions. In saying that, we're not all, no one's perfect, and there are going to be days where you are just so angry and maybe so sad, so fed up. And it's not about being perfect in those moments. It's about sitting with yourself in those moments and offering yourself compassion, just as you are learning to offer compassion to anybody else, the rest of the world, to circumstances that arise, because some circumstances just suck. And there's no amount of everything happens for a reason that's going to fix or make you feel better. In fact, that'll probably make you feel worse, because some things are just outside the bounds of comprehension, and some things are just genuinely not fair. and life can be really cruel and harsh like that. And there's a lot about that sort of stuff that I just don't understand. In terms of personal philosophy, that is something that this book has really been making me think about, and it's something that I did want to share because it's an interesting dialogue to open up with yourself, asking yourself all of these questions that you may not even have answers to at first, but they're things that are really worth looking into. Those are my little thoughts, and I'm just going to fill out the rest of my journal page. I've already written about personal philosophies. That was one of my first thoughts of the day, and it was something that I really thought about a lot when I was sitting in the garden. And yeah, connecting with the natural world I think is so important, and it can definitely come off as cheesy and cliche, but honestly, that little pond area today is never open, and I've really hoped that one day I'd be able to go to the gardens and that space would be open, and today it was. I saw the door open and I was like, I'm going, I have to go, I have to see what's in here. And it's beautiful. As you could see, there was like the big pond and there was huge fish in there, and the most beautiful fish, and there were the most beautiful birds around today too, and all of the animals that I saw today were very not skittish, and so I was able to get such a nice look at these just incredible birds. There was these 3 different types of birds that I've never even seen before, and they were flying around and dancing around the garden, and then the fish were so pretty, all the different colors, and they were really inquisitive too. It was just so many beautiful animals today, and the walk was beautiful too. I love living so close to gardens and forest landscapes like that. I think that's something I always have to have some kind of connection to in some way. Otherwise, I go a little bit stir crazy, just navigating constantly a concrete jungle. I love being in the city, don't get me wrong, but I always need that reconnection. I just can't ground in the city as well as I can in nature. The way I ground in the city is usually by going to like bodies of water or botanical gardens or the art gallery. It's some kind of amalgamation of nature. It's some kind of like nature in some form. So those are my little seeds of thought for the day, and those are the thoughts that I wanted to share with you. I really want to know your thoughts, and also if there are any things that you've been thinking about of late, things that have been brought to your attention, and also what brought them to your attention. Was it a book? Was it a film? Was it something you saw? Was it someone you spoke to? Yeah, just let me know. I really want to hear from you. So enjoy the rest of your day or night, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you very soon. Baci e ciao.